I'm going to show you how to fix a puncture in a tubeless tyre out on the trail in a matter of seconds. So this is really all the kit you need to carry with you when you're out on the trail. Various versions of this. I mean, this is just one example. This is an air canister head and cartridge. This is a 16-gram cartridge. You can get bigger ones if you're using larger volume tyres, so make sure you're carrying the cartridge that's relevant to the size of tyre that you're using. And you're going to need a tubeless plug of some description. Again, there's lots of these on the market. This one happens to be from Dynaplug. I really like this one actually because it's super easy to use and is easy to understand. Basically, you pull off the end cover, either end, and you've got two sizes of plug available there. Pretty self-explanatory. There's a small narrow plug at this end, and there is a wider, fatter plug at this end. Simply which size fits the hole that you've got in your tyre best. If you've got a big hole, it's leaking a lot of sealant, maybe go with a bigger bung. If it's just a tiny little pinprick hole that's not sealing, this will be your option. So as you can see, that head of the plug is attached to a little rubber sleeve. Now that is going to instantly bond with your tyre as you push it through the hole. I'm going to demonstrate that for you literally now so you can see how simple and effective and easy to use these gadgets are. For that, we're going to need to get aggressive and make some holes in the tyre. So here I have my donor wheel, gravel tyre. I'm literally going to take this bradawl and stab a hole in this tyre. That's my twig or thorn or whatever it is that's punctured my tyre. And as I pull that out, obviously, we've got a puncture. Hear the air coming out. Now, at this point, if you're riding and you know you've got a puncture and you've got one of these toolkits plug systems with you, you need to try and get on to repairing this as quickly as you can. I'm going to try and do it actually before that tyre fully deflates. Now, I know where that puncture is because I've just made a hole myself with a bradawl. But actually, what you'll find if you're out riding with the wheel rotating, you're going to get that happening. You see it on the floor there, the sealant spitting out through the hole. And in some cases, that sealant might do a pretty good job of sealing the hole for you. But in a number of cases, if the hole is a little bit too big, it's going to really struggle to make that airtight. And this is where these little gadgets are super, super good. And as I say, you can literally be back on the trail and riding again in a matter of seconds. I'm actually going to take the tool and actually insert it directly through that hole. Sometimes requires a little bit of force, a little bit of practice. Just get it directly on there and just push it through. There we go. So now the tool has gone through the hole. What we need to do now is extract it and leave that little rubber sleeve that I showed you earlier on in place. So you just literally carefully prise that off. Away we come. So now we've left that tail, and as you can hear, there's no air escaping from the tyre. So the sealant wasn't quite able to seal the size of the hole that I'd made with that big bradawl. That 2 seconds fix, push that through, gently take the tool off, and you've left that rubber tail. Now, we've not lost too much pressure there at all. I mean, you would need to top that up probably. If you've got a hand pump, it would take you a short amount of time just to top that up with pressure. Or this is where you could use your air canister. The air canister is really good if the tyre's gone completely flat, because obviously that will get you back up to pressure in literally seconds. But in this instance, that's a really good demonstration of how that plug was able to be applied and fitted before the tyre had even had a chance to go completely flat. When you get home, you can always take a set of side cutters or whatever and trim that off if you wanted to, like so. And it's almost an invisible fix then. But actually what you'll probably find over a period of time is that this would just wear off anyway through normal riding. So that's fixing a gravel tyre. That's exactly the same process if you were out on a road bike or a mountain bike, whatever. I mean, you literally just apply the correct size bung, push it through the hole, take the tool off, and away you go. If, however, you haven't discovered your puncture in time and your tyre has gone completely flat, I should also point out that it is a little bit more tricky to insert that tool into a flat tyre versus a tyre which has still got a bit of air in it. So what you need to do then is either try and pump a bit of air back in so that you can do it when the tyre is sort of held more in its shape, or what you can do is actually just squeeze the tyre into shape and hold it yourself with your fingers. So if I let this one down, I can show you that. So yeah, if we had a really soft tyre like that, then sometimes it's not so easy to insert the tubeless repair. So in this instance, you'd actually have to sort of squeeze and hold the tyre into its form with your other hand as you insert the tool. And that just makes life a lot easier. Okay, so that's a gravel tyre. I'm now going to try and demonstrate exactly the same thing on a road tyre, just so you can see it does work for both. Okay, exactly the same situation then. Tubeless road setup, 25mm road tyre. We're out on a ride and bang. reasonable puncture, that's going to go down pretty quick. And again, if you're riding along, you're going to see sealant start to spit out through that hole, which has just gone nicely all over my leg. That's where you need to be thinking about getting your tool out as quickly as you can. It's good to have this handy in the seat bag or in your pocket, know where it is so you can get to it quick. The sealant's quite a good way of seeing where your hole is, because you can actually see the little bit of sealant spitting out, the white milk coming out through there. And then I'm going to do exactly the same as I did on the gravel tyre. Centre of that hole, push with a bit of force. There we go. Tool's now inserted. I'm going to just carefully take that off, and hopefully a little bit of air escaping there, but it'll take a second or two just for that rubber to bond with the tyre surface. There you go. So the only downside with the road system obviously is you do end up with that little tail. It's less noticeable on a big wide gravel tread because it will just blend in with the tread. On a road bike, you've obviously got this lump of rubber. You may feel that for a short while as you ride, but again, you can either chop that off when you get home or it will just wear off in time in any case. Ultimately, it's a get you home fix. It doesn't matter if your tyre's got a little bobble in it, as long as you can carry on riding and get yourself home and you're not stranded at the roadside. So that is tubeless tyre plugs. As I said, that one's a dyno plug system. There are various systems on the market. They all work in much the same way. Basically, you're pushing an insert through the tyre, retracting the tool and leaving a rubber bung in the hole, and you can be fixed and back on your way in literally a matter of seconds.